An employee who works as an ice cream shop owner is in trouble when he is entangled in a mysterious relationship with a beautiful neighbor girl who has just moved in nearby. The next morning, the Cameroon boy was lying next to Dejana in bed, and the two confess their feelings to each other. He suddenly wakes up and is disappointed to realize that it was just a dream. Then his father, Rofor, says they need to talk about his plans when the summer is over. The man reminded that Cameroon took a 1 to 5 break after graduating from high school. Eventually, Cameroon's father said he would give him 3 weeks to think about a specific plan for the future. At the ice cream shop where he works, manager Lenny criticized the staff for arriving late. After that, the boss asked him to close the store tonight. But Cameroon said he couldn't because he had an appointment with Dejana. Lenny laughed skeptically that what did Cameroon do to have a lover? Meanwhile, a mysterious woman appears in front of the neighbor's house. That afternoon, the colleague expressed her discomfort because the cop had to close in his place. After work, Cameroon stopped by Dejana's house and found her lounging in the backyard. Suddenly, he appeared and said that he was secretly peeking at her. They then snatched his phone and threw it into the street. Dejana hears a noise and asks what is going on. He said they saw Cameroon watching her, so he said that he could prove that he didn't. However, when he tries to get his phone back, a car drove past and rolled over. Finally, Dejana solved the situation by asking them to leave, and Cameroon also returned home. In the evening, he saw the mysterious woman undressing in her room next door, and she caught him peeking. During dinner, Hong Tun said he wouldn't buy him a new phone and that he should solve his problem. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, and Cameroon quickly stood up to see who was outside. When he looked through the keyhole, she realized it was her neighbor Victoria, and he was terrified that she might tell his parents about what he had done. However, when he opened the door, he only saw Dejana again. He said she didn't see anyone else outside. The two then go to a restaurant for dinner, where Dejana apologizes for the situation that led to his phone breaking. A few minutes later, the camera waved to his friend to come to the village. Although Dejana had asked him not to do so, Ma stammered at Dejana's unpleasant reaction, and that confused Cameroon. I don't understand what I did wrong. After taking him home, Diana reveals that Ma abandoned her at the graduation ball for no good reason. To cheer her up, Camero says that if he were her friend, he would never abandon her. Later, Dejana recalled that night when Cameroon came to her house and they were drinking. She said she was going to tell him something she had never shared with anyone, but he had fallen asleep. Suddenly, Cameroon saw Victoria standing there looking very scary, so he hurried back into the house. In his room, he looked through the curtain and saw that she was looking directly at him. To her surprise, she appeared right behind him, and he apologized for peeking at her undressing. He explained that he was just looking for a stray or destructive cat nearby. Victoria said she was looking after the homeowner for a few weeks. When he opened the door to let her out, she said he needed to drive her around the city as punishment for peeping. Cameroon says he can't drive because he hasn't paid for his car insurance. So the woman asks him to solve the problem himself, or she will tell his parents. Cameroon wandered to an office building, where she gets the car keys to make sure he doesn't abandon her there. From inside the car, he saw a man open the door for her to enter. A few minutes later, Cameroon impatiently went to the door to see what was happening. Suddenly, the man walked towards him and begged for help. Cameroon turned around in confusion and locked the door. The injured man left traces of blood on the window as he continued to plead. Cameroon was horrified to see Victoria bite the neck of the man who ended his life. He guesses that she's a vampire, and she threatens to kill him if he refuses to be her driver. Stay outside the house. Victoria told Cameroon and said that he needed to trust her. The next day, Hamter asked her son about the bloodstains, and the neighbor arrived just in time to explain that she had seen a deer hit the car last night. Later, the woman told Hang that she knew about his son's car insurance and was willing to pay the insurance premium for this victory if Cameroon agrees to drive for her while she is in the city. Although Cameroon tried to refuse, K40 saw something wrong and accepted the offer, which always made her very satisfied. That night, Cameroon waited in the car while the vampire girl entered another building. After a while, a lifeless body fell near the car from the upper floor, causing Cameroon to panic. Finally, Victoria returned to the car. Lick the blood on your fingers when you get home. Cameroon makes sure to wash the blood off a window at a gas station. A few hours later, the vampire appears beside him on the bed and says it's time for her to tell him why she's in the city. Victoria said she was 247 years old, and on May 5th, 1890, the rival vampire gang killed her lover when he refused to join them. In the past century, most of the gang members have moved to the United States. A few of them are in the city, and she was probably going to destroy the last one of them. After learning that the people she used were not ordinary people, Cameroon was relieved and said she should have told him in the first place. The next day, Man asked the security camera to accompany him on his date with Dejana because he was too worried. That night, Cameroon asked, "How many vampires do you still have to kill in the city?" Victoria said that there was one person tonight and another person she hadn't found yet. She explains that the mysterious vampire is the one who killed her lover. He was also the leader of the gang, and she would probably hurt him as much as possible. Although Victoria had ordered Cameroon to stay in the car, he insisted on accompanying her into the building. In the basement, she faces her goal. But when the man saw the Cameroon, he shot in the direction of the camera. Just seconds later, Victoria bites the target in the neck and easily defeats him. When she checked the camera, he smiled and revealed that he had faked his death to distract him. However, Victoria scolded him for taking a risky action that could cost him his life. Before they broke up, he asked the girl to go on Mawin and Dejana's date tomorrow, so that he has a reason to leave there, and she agrees. On a date, Cameroon felt the atmosphere tense and shared that Ma and is trying out a baseball team 5 now. Well, he said he needed to leave. Both of his friends begged him not to go, because he was the only one who could save this dilemma. As soon as the Dejana enters the bathroom, Victoria appeared to pick up the Cameroon outside. She asked who the woman was. So, Cameroon explained that he had been in love with Dejana since the beginning of college. She asked who the ghost was, and he said that his friend also loves Dejana and that he is helping. During their date, Victoria was confused and didn't understand what kind. Therefore, he explained that the two of them would break up soon anyway. That night, Cameroon points to paint and gas stations and said they caught him in as many as 5. The vampire pretends to be his girlfriend and curses the two of them. What makes him duel with Cameroon, and he punches him in the face. Victoria asked to stop and reminded him to hit him in the side, and he did it successfully. In the car, Cameroon thought he had a broken wrist. So Victoria handed him a small jar from her necklace and told him to drink. After he finished drinking, she revealed that it was her blood. Cameroon panicked and asked if he would turn into a vampire, and she assured her that it would only help heal the wound quickly. That night, when he imagines Dejana and selfies, Victoria appeared on his bed and said that blood also had the effect of strengthening that ability. She then suggested that they should do it to make Dejana jealous. While they kissed, Rofor rushed into the room as if quickly retreating. When she wants to continue the intimate moment, Cameroon stops her and says that he cannot betray Dejana. He believes that their date has come to an end and that he may have a chance with her now. And Victoria thinks he's too naive. The next day, Cameron's father watched his son smile proudly. The ghost then told Cameroon that the date was over as soon as he left. Magoon begged him for help, but Cameroon said it may not work out because they don't belong to each other. In the meantime, Victoria stopped by the clothing store where Dejana worked. That night, the newspaper gave his son 3 worms when he learned about his relationship. When he was about to leave, he saw Dejana's car parked outside his neighbor's house. Cameroon curiously looked through the window and saw that she was with Victoria. When the 2 women went upstairs, he hurriedly ran home. Cameroon watched the 2 from the window and was amazed to see them exchanging kisses. Just a few seconds later, they pulled the curtain back and turned off the lights. Based on their silhouette in bed the next morning, he saw Dejana leave his neighbor's house, proving that she stayed overnight. After she drove away, Victoria asked if he liked last night's scene. Cameroon expressed anger that she had been involved with someone he liked, but she countered the comment that the relationship between him and Dejana would never work out. When he said that he was no longer working for her, Victoria fiercely grabbed him by the collar and said he had no right to say no on the last night. Later, Cameroon tells Mawin that he needs to date Dejana again and will make sure it works out this time. He then goes to the ice cream shop and tells Lenny that he is quitting his job. He stopped by the clothing store and Dejana told him that Ma had invited her out again in the afternoon. Cameroon was bought for the new phone but told him to keep it a secret from his father for a few weeks. Later, Cameroon told Mawin to wear headphones to the appointment so he could instruct him. Majuin asked, what would he do if Dejana saw the ear and became suspicious? Then Cameroon told him he was waiting for an important call from the team. On a date, Cameroon eavesdropped on the conversation and Majon repeated everything Cameroon said. After a successful appointment, Diana gives the car keys to Ma and tells him to take her out. Cameroon ordered her friend to take her home, but he refused and planned to take her on an adventure. Too tired, Cameroon drove to that location to try to stop the summer. From behind the stump, he observed Dejana whispering into the headset and then throwing it out the window. However, instead of doing it, she attaches to the ghost's neck, revealing that she is also a vampire. Cameroon drove to the ice cream shop to find a colleague, but saw no one there. Just a few seconds later, Diana appears, and he tells her to stay away because she killed his friend. She said that the ghost was still alive. Show him that Ma and is curled up in the storage compartment, and explained that she only made the magic seal stronger to help him play professional baseball. Cameroon could not have expected this. Dejana said she tried to tell him that night in high school, when he fell asleep after they were drunk. He asked, why haven't you said anything in the past 2 or 5? And she explained that she was afraid he would react the way he was reacting now. She later admitted that she liked him even though she had vowed never to love him again. After witnessing that everyone she cared about died of old age, she never acted on her emotions because she would never succeed due to her true nature. However, they exchanged kisses, while the child was standing a few steps away to watch. That night, Victoria tells Cameroon that she didn't know Dejana was a vampire until she took a closer look, and she chose not to tell him because she knew he wouldn't believe it. Later, she reveals that the woman he loves is the mysterious vampire she has been looking for, and that he will have to become a decoy. Sensing that security cameras are in danger, Dejana came to his house. Suddenly, I jumped out from behind a tree and said he knew who she was and threatened to tell everyone. So the Dejana knocked him down and sucked his blood. A few minutes later, She and Mon broke down the door and stormed in to confront Victoria. He took Cameron hostage. The two women rushed into a fierce battle, and when Victoria rushed into the Dejana with a delivery net, Diana uses the wooden tray and knocks down the vampire who's trying to get revenge on the floor. While sitting on Victoria, Dejana forced her to listen to what had happened a century ago. She tells them that their leader is a ruthless leader and that she just wants to get rid of him. Diana met Victoria's lover, who said that she would be safe in their seven. However, her evil leader discovered and killed Victoria's lover. After hearing the truth, Victoria apologizes and is glad to have found a surviving member of the seven. They kiss again, and Victoria proposes to rebuild the family together. When parting, Cameroon told Victoria that he had a good time with her. He asked Dejana, "Why do you have to leave?" And she said it was time for her to move forward. She knew he didn't want her to go, but he still had a whole life ahead of him to live. After the vampire gives him one last kiss, Lenny has now become a vampire thanks to the security camera appointing someone else to manage the ice cream shop. After that, he, along with two women in mind, got into the car and left. The next day, Cameroon told his parents that he planned to become a writer, mainly focusing on the vampire genre. Outside the ice cream shop, he apologized to his colleague and tried to recount everything that had happened in the past 3 weeks. The movie ends here. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest videos.